If you want to get your Arduino communicating with your PC using your Wi-Fi network, then stick around and watch this video. Alright, we're going to get straight into it. Start a new project. Again, let's just go Forms app. Just call it something you're going to recognize. Alright, something I'll recognize. Bang. Right, it's creating a project. Yep, let's go ahead. We're going to need a couple of labels and a rich text box. So let's just get that going. One label at the top. Let's just call this something. So you go to text, change it. Arduino server. Font a little small, let's make it a little bit bigger. Of course, none of this is important. You can decorate with whichever way you want. Add another label. Just whack it underneath. Text box down here. There you go. Make it as big as you can. Or want to. Okay, so double click on that. You get form load event, that's beautiful. Go back to design. Over here, you want to find where it's got the project. So I'm going to add something. I want to add a class. Let's just call it server class. Alright, so that's server class. So let's just put some code into it. Now there's going to be some imports to do. Now this one is a little bit more complicated than the last thing to do, so bear with me. If you fall behind, just hit pause. So this is like all the libraries that we're going to be using. So there are all the libraries. Let's put public event. Message sender as say server class, data as string. Just some comments, server control. Okay, public server IP as IP address equals IP address dot pass. So this is your IP address of your computer. This is mine. This is the internal one on the network, not the global one on the internet. Public server port as integer. Now this is the port, so whichever one you have to make it. In my case, I just like to use 1000. Don't use 80 or something like that because that's your internet. Public as TCP listener. Public com thread as thread. Public is listening as boolean. Let's make that equal to true. Now we'll put some stuff in for the clients. Private client as TCP client. Private client data as stream reader. Okay, so this is all your variables and threads, stuff that you're going to need. So if I've got to put in a as soon as I call it, this one here, as soon as I call this server class, this public sub new is going to run. So let's get my server equals new TCP listener server IP server port. My server dot start on thread equals new thread new thread start address of listening. I haven't put this in yet. How about just a hearing? hearing. Okay. Now that's got an error in there because I haven't written where I'm going to go for that. I'll do com_thread dot start. So as soon as this one's called, as soon as this server class is called, all this public sub new is called. It starts. So private sub hearing. See, now that's the squiggly line's gone because this is started to write. So we'll go do until is listening equals false. So what I want to do is if my server dot pending equals true, then we're going to have to do client equals my server, my server dot accept TCP client data equals new stream reader client dot get stream. Okay. Now we need to try. Okay, we're almost there on this. Raise event. Message me client data dot read line. Now I'll just put a sleep in here. Now that's all you need for the server class. Okay, so back to form 1. There's a little bit to put in here as well. We can just copy and paste this. Copy. We're going to be using the same stuff again. Paste. Good. Private server as C server class. Alright, so we'll dim string host as a string. Dim, well, just make str, make it short. IP as a string. So we'll do string host equals system dot DNS get dot net dot DNS dot get host name. We want host name. We'll do that's string IP equals DNS dot get host by name brackets string host dot address list. Now if you got more than one IP address on your computer, put a number in here. So 0 is the first IP address you've got, 1, 2 and 3. So I've got a couple. If you do IP config, you can see how many IP addresses that you may have on the computer. So if you go CMD in the run and go IP config, you'll see them all. But this just lets you see what IP address that you've got up if you just decide to want it. Dot to string. Okay, so then we'll just do label 2. Label 2 is that one that I put underneath the label. So we'll just go host name. And then we'll do for that. We haven't got actually much left really. Okay, so we've got, now we're going to have server equals new server class try. So let's just put something in the text box straight up. Which text box? 1 dot append text. If you do append text, it just adds another like bit over it. It doesn't rewrite over it. It just adds to it. So we'll just go Arduino server running. Yeah, this will be like the first line on there. Beautiful. Okay, one more thing in this sub. Add handler. Server dot message address of now I'll need to come up with a name I haven't used yet, so I'll just do received REC info. So that's going to have an error because I haven't written something yet. Okay, so just checking, looking good. Alright, we're going to need a delegate. So a delegate allows you to write to different threads. Each thread is like having a second loop running on your Arduino. That's what a thread is. So let's just call it private delegate sub. This is a one-line statement for a delegate. Update text box brackets. We'll just go rich box 1 as rich text box, and then we'll have text as string. Okay, so we need to invoke that. So invoking it means say, hey, I want to put something in there, and then it lets you go between threads. You can't go between threads without it stuffing up. This is the only way you can do it. So if you don't understand it, don't worry. This can be quite complicated. so we'll just go with the flow for now. Okay, in sub. Alright, so if invoke required, then rich text box 1. Oh, sorry, it's not rich text box, it's rich box 1 dot invoke new update text box, and then it's address of update text new object this is rich text box 1 so let me just let you see the whole lot. There you go. Alright, so then I'll just give me an else. So if invoke is required, do this, else do this. If txt is not nothing, then rich text box dot append text. So txt and bb. That's just new line character. Alright, let's just stick an and in here to get rid of that mistake, that squiggly line. Alright, so no comma, and. Alright, so we're going to need another couple of subs, and we're almost there. So another private sub rec info. We can have sender as C server class, data as string, update text. Yep. See, look, it already knows what I want. Richbox1 dot text. Richbox1 txt. Actually, it's with data. Sorry, data. Now we're just going to have a closing event. So if you just come up here. Okay, where are they? Oh. Alright, just come across Server Explorer. Form 1, that's why I can't see it. Bring this across. Click on that lightning. All these different things in here. This allows you to quickly double click on that and it does something. So let's do form closing. Bang, it saves me typing all that stuff out. Alright, so server dot is listening equals false. So what problems have we got? I've got no red down here. Let's hit save. Alright, that's looking good. Let's just add in here and a VB see. It's a new line character, so it'll just every time something puts on, it'll put it after that. Otherwise, it would all been next to that first. Okay, so that looks good. Let's just hit start and see if she starts. Alright, just hit allow for now. You're gonna get weird things come up because you're going through your firewalls. Alright, so look, it looks like it's working. Alright, let's do the Arduino part. The Arduino that I'm using is a Arduino WeMOS D1R2. That's what I'm using. You could be using anything, it don't really matter. Alright, so let's open up the Arduino IDE. Alright, so once you've got Arduino opened up, what you want to do is go through examples, ESP8266 Wi-Fi, bring up Wi-Fi client basic. Now this is probably one of the most simple ones you can get in there. So basically what you've got to do is look through here, SSID. So this is what your wireless network's called. So it's case sensitive, so make sure it's spelled right, otherwise it won't connect. Replace this one here, pass. That's obviously your password. Just get that going. Alright, down here, make this 1000, because that's the port that that's your port that you've used in the other program. So I said 1000, I'll put in 1000 here. This is your IP address, so for me it was 014. For you it could be something else, well most likely be something else. Alright, straight go run through. And alright, so client.println, send this data to the server. That's what's going to get sent through to your Arduino server. So if you wanted a variable pumping through, you just put it in here, take out the speech brackets, and you'll get that going through. But you should be able to cut and paste this code into virtually any Arduino sketch that you've got, and it'll pretty much work. It's pretty simple, there's not much to it. So go ahead and put that through and see what happens. Alright, so I'm going to plug mine in. I've got this uploaded to mine, except I've got a couple of things different I've changed. I've obviously got my info in here. Let's see how it works. I've plugged it in. Let's just see what happens. It should connect to the Wi-Fi. Yep. It's got given an IP address. It's connecting. It's trying to find my server now. So let's just get it going. So you go, there's the server. It's going to start sending through. Yep, there you go. So you can see it's connecting to, and it's going to dump stuff. So where in the example it says send this data to the server, I just changed it to dummy data and added a number to increment each time. Alright.